I want to dedicate this video to Mr. Joseph Dawson, who got in touch with me as soon as he saw that I had the Armory Batman here. He got in touch out of the blue and said, I want to send you my Tony May cape, and here it is on the figure just a few days later. Thank you so much, Joseph. That was absolutely awesome. I don't even know if it's possible to get one of these capes anymore, but thanks to you, sir, the figure has one on. So thank you so much, Joseph. This video is dedicated to you. Another incredible gesture from an amazing community that I'm so happy to be a part of. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Nick and we're going to do a little comparison just in one take with the 10-minute limit on the Samsung phone here, and just see what we can come to conclusion wise as to which one of these is better or more accurate, or I mean, it's quite close because obviously I've had the 1/4 scale for a while, only recently got the Armory version, and it is very impressive. But what do you reckon, Nick?
Well, I was just going to say as well that we've also between us have owned every single Dark Knight Batman Hot Toys we've ever done.
Yeah. We had the original MMS, the all rubber suit.
You had, I never had that one. You had that one.
I've still got the head sculpt actually. I will put a pause in. I'll get all those heads out in a minute. We can just get a little look. I've got the Medicom head as well.
My DX02.
Oh, Nick's got his DX02 light up eyes head as well.
But yeah, probably we've had all of them, so we do kind of have a good frame of reference here.
Yeah. There was always frustrating things with the MMS. He was too fat and all rubber.
Yeah, way too fat.
DX02 was great, but had some oily abs.
Oily abs, and because the suit was rubber, not like the material undersuit like these guys have, very limited posability. And nowadays, I've still got mine, and you can't bend any of the joints. So.
DX12, the eyes always bugged me way too.
Yeah, me too. There was not enough black makeup around the eyes, and it just didn't look quite right.
But I mean, the DX12 had a great suit. I mean, there was a bit of a difference here.
Is there? I was going to say this actually. Is
the gap here between the chest and where the ab armor starts was a lot wider on the DX12. This is more accurate. But...
Can I quickly?
Yeah.
I just want to try and bend an elbow real quick because the DX12.
Oh, this still happens on this. What the arm, the elbow.
Those
armor.
bits.
Yeah,
is
still
that
juts
attached
out.
to the gauntlet? And okay, so it's the same as the DX12 and that.
Still juts out. At least I think it does. I bent his elbow earlier, but.
Right.
Shout out to Joseph, by the way, if you're watching, for the awesome Tony May cape. Thank you very much. And yeah, man, it still has that that bit there, which I guess, what could you do really?
Yeah,
I guess you could make it part of the sleeve, but then
that's what the DX2 was. The DX2, that again, it's a rubber suit, so that part is just glued on here.
Yeah, it's always been a bit tricky with all of the releases, getting the kind of this to all line up and match. Like you can see here. If you get them looking dead straight, there's that gap between the. You see that there?
Yeah, I'll go. We'll get the DX02.
But
sculpt out shortly.
I think the quarter scale kind of got that right. If you turn him to the side, it's still there.
It's there, but it's the best they've done.
Yeah, everything. I mean, I'd say everything on this proportion-wise, just probably because it's just one quarter scale, but everything.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It is quite difficult to compare the two because. Yeah. It's obviously going to be able. They're going to be able to make it more detailed in a larger scale.
But it's incredibly. I mean, it's impressive what they managed to do with this release.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, they've. That's what
they had enough practice.
Well, yeah. I don't need to say how many they've done, but it's more than a handful.
Let me get. I'll pause it and I'll get some head sculpts out. All right, we got all these head sculpts now. This is Nick's DX02 light up head. Now, it's been a while, so we're not too sure whether we should remove the head from the neck, just in case. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can because it's moving.
It might be like an Iron Man one where it's like a clear ball joint. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk, though. Not with this. This is the DX02 right there. So, but I really like that still, man. I think the mouth plate
holds up.
Is great.
I really think it holds up. I mean, let's hold it
to the side because wasn't it more pronounced on the DX02?
Yeah, I would say so.
A bit sharp. See the cheekbone kind of around the eye. Just a little bit.
And it just looks
a bit razor sharp.
It looks ever so slightly larger, the DX02.
Yeah. I think there was a difference in size between the DX12 head and this one, from what I saw in videos when I was waiting for this to come.
I mean, this is definitely a different sculpt from the DX12. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
They're definitely slightly different shape. I think the DX02 looks slightly larger.
And down here we got I was saying to Nick, I've just got this out of the drawer here, and it could definitely use a repaint. And there's a tiny bit of paint off the tip of his nose, but this is the Medicom Dark Knight sculpt, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, I used to have this figure as well. The only thing that I didn't think was quite as good was the paint job on the mouth. But
I'll just put that on there and see if it fits. Just tilt it down a bit, that will help it. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that looks cool. I mean, it does need a repaint, but I've always loved that Medicom Scout.
Yeah.
Cow. He's scowling in his cow.
Yeah, no, me too. It was great. I mean, that one had a wired cape as well.
Oh yeah.
It was a great figure, the Medicom one.
Mm.
It's had more posability than the Hot Toys as well.
I mean, it even matches up perfectly. For that looks way better. I know that I can fix that a little bit and get it to perfectly become flush with the neck. But from the side profile with the Medicom head on, it just looks right.
Yeah, I think the Medicom head was certainly the most accurate at that time period. I think maybe this Armory one is slightly better, but
and here's
slightly,
the original MMS Dark Knight. Yeah, I mean, this was the first attempt. It's pretty good though, but things have changed. The eyes are different.
That would have been like early 2008, I think.
Yeah,
because it was before the film came out.
That's definitely bigger than the rest, but
yeah, I mean the whole figure was not in terms of height. He was just a chunky lad.
Yeah,
he was thick with 2 C's.
But yeah, I mean, scale wise, it looks kind of okay, but definitely it just doesn't seem to look right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So that's just for fun, really, just trying out the old MMS.
It looks like he's got a fat head.
Yeah. So that was all of those. Put the Armory head back on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, it's difficult to compare the two.
It is.
But I mean, obviously the quarter scale is better.
Yeah,
like there's no,
I'd say so.
You know, I mean, that's not to say that the Armory Batman isn't amazing. And it's certainly the best they've ever done in 1/6 scale for sure.
Absolutely.
But just the quarter scale.
Yeah.
It's just something else, really.
And Karen, if you're watching, thank you so much for the awesome deal that you had going on eBay. I managed to swipe in. I'm saying all the wrong words today. You have to forgive me, guys. I'm still recovering from the well, if you've seen it, me and Nick brought you guys another chili or hot sauce challenge.
Yeah.
So it's been a rough morning, day, and all that. Still recovering. Bear with us. Bear with me. He seems to be handling. He loves it. Anyway, I'm going to put a pause in because I can't remember what I'm saying. All right. So,
do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. So Nick managed to get the head off the neck for the DX02.
It was just what we thought. It was just a clear ball peg that lights up.
So now we'll just try the DX02 head on the Armory.
It's not going to light up, but you can see kind of for scale purposes.
Yeah. It's interesting to see it. Yeah, it's pretty cool scale-wise.
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
The old side profile. Oh, seems to match up pretty flush.
You know what? I think that's...
I'm going to say from the side profile, the Medicom's still my favourite so far.
I actually think...
But that is very close as well, though. Right there. It's very close. Yeah, man. So if you got...
it's slightly longer that way than this one is. This one's narrower.
If you got all of them, you could Frankenbat your own perfect Dark Knight. Yeah. Well, maybe just for fun, just to wrap it up, we'll get the Jokers down with him, and we'll just wrap it up by seeing all 4 of them together. And we've got the Jokers here as well, and that looks freaking cool, man.
Does look amazing.
Through the
does
camera.
Look really good.
So, I mean, I've already done a comparison between the big Joker and the DX11 here, and the DX11 came out on top because of all the stuff he came with, and just the moving eyes, the interrogation room with the table, the chairs. The
DX11
lots and lots of stuff.
Is better. I mean, I think there's ups and downs to both. I think having seen the jacket on the quarter scale in hand, it's nowhere near as bad as it looks on camera.
Yeah, it definitely reads brighter.
Because when I was watching your comparison, I thought that the DX11 jacket was better, but having seen, in terms of accuracy and colour, in terms of having seen the quarter scale in hand, I have changed my mind. The quarter scale.
I just remembered what that moment was. I was desperately racking my brains, and it's the moment where Joker's saying to Harvey Dent about schemers.
Right. Sure.
And that just, the way his face looks right there, that looks exactly to me like the moment where he's talking about schemers and, all that stuff. Obviously, it's, nowhere near that scene because he's not wearing a nurse outfit. But yeah, man, I mean, I love it. I gave it a harsh score, but that was honestly just because of the lack of
I think that the score
innovation.
I think the score was justified. When you were filming it, we spoke a lot, through Facebook and stuff. And we basically completely agreed with everything. It was just the fact that while it is an amazing figure, it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's not. I think the score doesn't necessarily say that it's bad. It's just that it could have been so much better.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I don't want people to be mixed up with how I feel about the figure. I had to give it an honest score because of, like I said, all the reasons that are in the review. But I do love this figure, the big one. You know, it can look incredible.
It's funny looking at the phone screen here.
Yeah,
how
it's making
the colours of both the jackets for the DX11 and the quarter scale look completely off on the camera.
They really do.
Than they do in here.
Yeah, I mean that's reading on camera almost blue.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's really weird.
Like a kind of dark violet, but it's.
So if I bring down the brightness, it helps a bit, but it's still making the DX11
really.
Joker look blue, man. It's weird, and it's making his. Yeah. Well, anyway,
it's interesting.
Phones. What are you gonna do?
But my point being, the jacket is so much better in hand,
Mm.
and I'm glad that I've seen it in hand because I was not sold on it before, and I kind of am now.
Yeah, man. So to all those people who might have cancelled an order or something, I wouldn't do that. I mean, get it for yourself and make your own mind up when you get it. You might fall in love with the thing, or you might still feel exactly the way you did. Your trepidations or hesitations, whatever, man. Just get it for yourself, because sometimes seeing something in hand, can change your mind. But
absolutely,
it's one of them ones. It's, I mean, the Batman Begins one, I just wish had a bit more articulation, but that's just down to the suit. They're just copying what's in the movie. I mean, that suit was rubber.
Well, the whole point in the movie of him changing the suit was that he had limited mobility.
Yeah, man.
So,
look at that. I mean, the Dark Knight suit, it's not my favourite, but it does look, it's really impressive, man, just with all the different plates and just amazing. I wonder who's the actual person who sat down and drew this out and designed this suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's on the special features, but I can't remember. It doesn't come to mind like them really going into that. But I'd love to know who was responsible for putting that, because it is, like I said, it's not my favourite, but it is definitely one of the best ever.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Sure. I'm
so well thought out.
Now, actually, having said that, the quarter scale is better in my opinion. I must say this chest area looks a lot neater on the 6th scale. Do you know what I mean? Like the chest on here, just it looks just a bit messier, not messier, but just not as flush to the body.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean? Like particularly up here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get you. Like there's a bit more give, like, and
this just
because I've got him crunched in. This one he's got
he's
got a bit of
the way that he's posed,
his stomach's slightly in, his chest or his shoulders coming forward. So if you see from the side, but I know what you mean. Some people cancelled their orders.
This chest plate is kind of a bit in, and that's kind of a bit out. This just kind of looks more flush.
I definitely remember one video in particular when this was first released. One guy was not happy about the whole ab section on this. Now, to me personally,
I don't think it's bad.
I've always been fine with it, but because it's got to move and you can pose the hell out of this.
Absolutely.
It's got great articulation, but
it's just one of those trade-offs that you get with every figure.
Yeah. How's he look from the old side profile? Yeah, he looks good, man. It's all good.
So I think with both of the comparisons, I think there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah. But I'd say they're all these figures on the desk. They're all good figures. They've all got little pros. Well, there's not really many cons with that, but and neither with that either.
The base. You can't have him standing straight.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's always bugged me.
Exactly.
Constantly standing on rocks.
I mean, that's not to discredit the figure, obviously, because it's base, but the base comes with it. I think that they could have.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of a blunder. I think that you want to be able to at least have him standing straight.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know.
Just like if you wanted to have it proper museum style, just him standing there, just so you can really not be distracted and appreciate the design of the suit.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking, oh, this is from a scene where he's standing on rocks. What part of the movie was that, kind of thing?
Yeah, and it just kind of limits what you can do when having him displayed on the shelf.
Yeah. If you could have, or if Hot Toys were going to do one more quarter scale figure from the trilogy, who would you like to see?
I don't really know, to be honest.
I mean, it's a bit obvious, but I'd probably go with Bane, because I think in quarter scale,
that would be impressive.
I mean, especially with that big coat. I mean, he'd look amazing.
Yeah.
Quarter scale Bane, they could have done it. They should have done it, man. I think Scarecrow's a little bit, it's a bit simplistic of a look.
Yeah.
And Ra's al Ghul, just a
Same-
guy in a
same-
suit sort of
Yeah,
thing.
same as even more simplistic than.
Yeah. Who else? Is there anyone else?
I mean, no one notable.
No.
There's Talia.
Ah, sort of.
Yeah.
Worst death ever.
Yeah.
My plan is complete.
But yeah, there's no one really of any note. Oh, Two-Face, Harvey Dent.
Oh yeah, Two-Face. People watching this screaming at their screen.
Screaming.
Two-Face.
Yeah. In fact, Two-Face would be my answer because they have only ever done one.
Oh yeah.
And that was when the film came out.
God, can you imagine what a Two-Face would look like now?
Exactly. I mean that.
I'd still go with Bane, but I definitely agree. Two-Face needs a 2.0 some
Yes,
scale,
I think
man.
that the sixth scale Bane was good enough. I mean, it had its
Yeah.
problems, but it was good enough.
It
Whereas
pissed
the
me off.
Harvey Dent,
He
it
needed
really-
his own body, and they
Yeah.
just repainted the guy from Predators, Lawrence Fishburne's character. That's
Oh,
his
right.
body.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, people put out reviews saying that they did Bane's body especially for that figure. They didn't. It was literally just a repainted
Right.
with an added scar on the back of Lawrence Fishburne's character from Predators.
Well,
So Slacksville. But they don't always do that, man. I mean, like I said, I'm harsh sometimes, but that is one of the ones they just knocked out of the park.
yeah.
And that one,
With Hot
DX11.
Toys, there are some that they really drop the ball, and some where they knock it out of the park. You know,
Yeah,
it's-
But they're all good. So, have you got any other final thoughts, Nick? I've said everything in previous videos.
Yeah, no, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, man. Just thought it'd be cool while Nick's here, just to get a little, just impromptu gander at the big four,
Yeah.
or the big two and the not so big two. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications on all the videos. And we're back with you soon with more content for you to enjoy.
Cheers, guys.
See you later. Bye bye.